What if our newest cosmic visitor, the interstellar object 3Y Atlas, is not just an ancient comet, but something far more extraordinary, a reconnaissance probe from another civilization, silently assessing our little blue world as it glides through our solar system on a trajectory so precise, it seems almost, well, intentional. You know, when I learned this mysterious object has a trajectory that brings it remarkably close to Venus, Mars, and Jupiter, with odds of such a path occurring by pure chance at just 0.0005%. It gave me the most wonderful scientific chills. Tonight, we are going to explore the most fascinating what-if scenario in modern astronomy. This is Science for Sleep, where we transform extraordinary mysteries into peaceful bedtime explorations. And I am your devoted sleepy scientist, absolutely delighted to help you fall asleep fast while we journey through cosmic possibilities that stretch from the terrifying to the transcendent. Before we begin, if these gentle scientific wanderings bring you comfort, it would fill my heart with joy if you could share a kind like and perhaps subscribe to join our beautiful family of curious dreamers. And please do tell me in the comments where in this marvelous world you are listening tonight, what time it is there. And if you feel like sharing the most wonderfully strange dream you have ever experienced, I treasure every comment and do my best to reply to each one. On July 1st, 2025, the cosmos delivered us a gift wrapped in mystery. The asteroid terrestrial impact last alert system known as ATLAS detected an object moving through space in a way that immediately caught the attention of astronomers worldwide. This was not just another asteroid tumbling through our solar system. The object designated 3I, divided by Atlas, where the I stands for interstellar, was moving too fast and at too strange an angle to have originated from anywhere near our Sunday. Think about what interstellar means for a moment. We live in a solar system where everything from the smallest pebble to the largest planet was born from the same cosmic nursery, approximately 412 billion years ago. All of these objects follow predictable paths, influenced by our sun's gravitational embrace. But 3, Atlas arrived from somewhere else, entirely carrying with it the chemical signatures and physical characteristics of a completely different stellar neighborhood. Only 3 interstellar objects have ever been confirmed visiting our solar system. The first one, Oumuamua, appeared in 2017 like a cosmic messenger that arrived too quickly and departed too soon for us to fully understand its nature. The second, 2, Borisov, visited in 2019 and behaved more like a traditional comet, complete with the expected tail of gas and dust. Now we have 3 Islas, and this visitor is presenting us with a puzzle that has implications far beyond simple astronomical curiosity. Picture 3I Atlas as it hurtles through our cosmic neighborhood at approximately 61 kilometers per second. This is not merely fast, this is extraordinarily fast even by interstellar standards. To put this in perspective, our fastest spacecraft, the Parker Solar Probe, reaches speeds of about 200 kilometers per second at its closest approach to the Sunday, but that is after using the sun's own gravity as a slingshot. 3. Atlas arrived at our doorstep already, moving at nearly 1/3 that velocity, suggesting it was accelerated to these speeds by forces we can only imagine. The trajectory of this object is what has captured the attention of researchers like Harvard astrophysicist Avi. According to recent analysis published in peer-reviewed papers, 3 Atlas follows a path that brings it remarkably close to Venus, Mars, and Jupiter. The probability of such a trajectory occurring by random chance, according to Lowe's calculations, is approximately 0.005%. In the language of statistics, this is what we call statistically significant, meaning it is so unlikely to happen by accident that we must consider other explanations. Let us pause here and consider what this means. Imagine throwing a dart at a map of the solar system from a distance of several light years. The chances of that dart following a path that just happens to provide close flyby opportunities with multiple planets would be vanishingly small. Yet that is essentially what 3I Atlas appears to have done. It arrived from the direction of the constellation Sagittarius and will depart toward the boundary between Gemini and Orion, but not before conducting what could be described as a grand tour of the inner solar system.
Reflections.
The timing is equally intriguing. 3 Atlas will reach its closest point to the sun called perihelion on October 29th, 2025. During this approach, the object will be positioned directly between Earth and the sun from our perspective, rendering it invisible to our telescopes for several critical weeks. This solar eclipse effect, as Lowe points out, creates an ideal window for conducting observations of our planet without being detected by Earth-based instruments. Consider the implications if this object were indeed an artificial probe rather than a natural comet. The timing of its arrival, approximately 8,000 years after entering the outer reaches of our solar system, corresponds roughly with the development of complex human civilizations and our first
Each
experiments
pod
with metallurgy,
lands near the meteor's
writing,
crater.
and organized agriculture. 8,000 years ago, humans were just beginning to leave lasting marks on their environment, creating the first signals that might be detectable from space. The physical characteristics of 3 Atlas add additional layers to this mystery. Unlike typical comets, which usually display obvious signs of sublimation as they approach the sun, 3 Atlas has been remarkably subtle in its outgassing. The James Webb Space Telescope detected a coma composed primarily of carbon dioxide, but the spectroscopic analysis revealed none of the typical organic compounds expected from a pristine comet nucleus. Instead, the object appears to be releasing gas in controlled quantities, almost as if managing its thermal properties. The shape and structure of 3Y Atlas remain largely unknown due to its distance and relatively small size, but early observations suggest it is significantly larger than the previous interstellar visitors. Estimates place its diameter at several km, making it massive enough to carry substantial instrumentation if it were indeed an artificial construct. The object also appears to have a non-spherical shape, though whether this indicates natural fragmentation or deliberate engineering remains a matter of speculation. What truly sets this visitor apart is its behavior as it navigates our solar system. Most comets and asteroids follow predictable paths, determined entirely by gravitational forces. But 3 Atlas has exhibited subtle course corrections that suggest non-gravitational acceleration. These tiny adjustments to its trajectory could be explained by outgassing from its surface, but they could equally well indicate active guidance systems maintaining a predetermined flight path. The retrograde nature of its orbit is particularly fascinating from a reconnaissance perspective. 3 Atlas is moving opposite to the direction of planetary motion, giving it a relative velocity of approximately 98 kilometers per second when it passes closest to Earth in December. This retrograde approach provides several tactical advantages that would be invaluable to any intelligence-gathering mission. First, the high relative velocity makes interception by human spacecraft virtually impossible with current technology. Our most capable rockets can achieve velocity of perhaps 20 kilometers per second, far short of what would be needed to rendezvous with 3Y Atlas. Any attempt to study the object up close would require years of advanced planning and the deployment of our most sophisticated space vehicles, none of which are currently positioned for such a mission. Second, the retrograde trajectory allows 3 Atlas to observe each planet from a different angle than would be possible with a prograde orbit. This provides a comprehensive view of each world's characteristics, from atmospheric composition to surface features to the electromagnetic signatures of any technological civilizations that might exist. Third, the timing of closest approach to each planet appears to be optimized for observational opportunities. The object will pass within 18 million kilometers of Mars in early October, approximately 167 million km from Earth in December, and will conduct a close flyby of Jupiter at 53 million km in March 2026. Each of these encounters occurs at times when the target planet is favorably positioned for detailed study. But let us step back and consider the broader context of this visitation. If 3 Atlas is indeed an artificial probe, it would represent our first confirmed contact with non-human intelligence. The implications of such a discovery would ripple through every aspect of human civilization, from our understanding of our place in the universe to our most fundamental assumptions about the nature of life and intelligence. The question becomes not just what 3E Atlas might be, but what its presence might mean for our future. If we are dealing with a reconnaissance mission, we must ask ourselves what the scouts are looking for and what kind of response their findings might trigger. Here, we enter the realm of what researchers call the dark
passes near
forest
Saturn,
hypothesis,
scattering green
a
dust
chilling
into the
solution to
rings.
the Fmi paradox that was popularized by Chinese science fiction author Lo Shikin, but has deep roots in serious scientific speculation about the nature of interstellar civilizations. The Fmi paradox, named after physicist Enrico Fermi, poses a simple but profound question. Given the vast number of stars in our galaxy, many of which have planetary systems and the billions of years that have passed since these systems formed, where is everybody? Why have we not encountered clear evidence of other intelligent civilizations? One possible answer is that such civilizations do exist, but remain hidden for reasons of survival.
Oh my God.
The dark forest hypothesis suggests that the universe is filled with intelligent species, but they dare not reveal themselves because doing so would invite destruction from more advanced civilizations. In this model, the galaxy is like a dark forest where every civilization is a hunter, moving silently through the trees, afraid to make noise lest they attract the attention of other hunters. The logic behind this hypothesis is coldly rational. Any civilization capable of interstellar travel would possess technology so advanced that it could easily destroy younger civilizations that might someday pose a threat. Given the impossibility of truly understanding the intentions of an alien intelligence, the safest strategy would be to eliminate potential competitors before they become dangerous. This creates what game theorists call a Nash equilibrium, where the only stable strategy is mutual destruction. Even benevolent civilizations would be forced to act aggressively because they cannot afford to assume that other civilizations share their peaceful intentions. The first civilization to reveal itself becomes vulnerable to attack, so all civilizations remain hidden in the cosmic forest. If 3, Atlas represents a reconnaissance probe sent by a civilization operating under dark forest principles, its mission would likely be to assess the technological development and potential threat level of human civilization. The probe would be tasked with determining whether humanity has progressed to the point where we might someday pose a danger to other space-faring species. From this perspective, the timing of the 3I Atlas mission becomes even more significant. Human civilization has undergone explosive technological development in recent centuries, particularly in areas that would be of concern to any spacefaring intelligence. We have developed nuclear, weapons, spaceflight capabilities, and increasingly sophisticated communication and sensor technologies. We are approaching the threshold where we might become a factor in interstellar affairs, making us worthy of investigation. The reconnaissance mission would need to answer several key questions about human civilization. First, what is our current technological capability, particularly in areas related to space travel, energy production, and weapons development? Second, what is our rate of technological advancement, and how quickly might we develop interstellar capabilities? Third, what are our intentions as a species? Are we likely to be aggressive or peaceful toward other civilizations? The probe would also need to assess our detection capabilities to determine whether its mission has been compromised. The fact that 3 Atlas has been observed and studied by human astronomers might be seen as evidence that our sensor technology has advanced to concerning levels. Alternatively, the probe might have been designed to be detectable, serving as a test of our observational capabilities and response protocols. Consider what such probe might observe about contemporary human civilization. Our planet radiates electromagnetic signals across a broad spectrum from radio and television, broadcasts to radar installations and satellite communications. These signals have been expanding outward from Earth for over a century, creating an ever-growing bubble of artificial electromagnetic radiation that would be detectable by advanced civilizations across interstellar distances. The probe would also observe our space infrastructure, from the International Space Station to our growing constellation of artificial satellites. Our recent missions to Mars and the outer solar system would demonstrate our expanding reach beyond Earth, while our experiments with nuclear propulsion and fusion research would indicate our progress toward the energy technologies necessary for interstellar flight. Perhaps most importantly, the probe would observe our behavior as a species, particularly our tendency toward conflict and competition. Our history of warfare, environmental destruction, and social inequality might be seen as evidence that humanity could pose a threat to other civilizations if we ever develop interstellar capabilities. But the dark forest hypothesis is not the only possible explanation for alien reconnaissance of Earth. Other scenarios present very different implications for human civilization and our cosmic future. The zoo hypothesis suggests that Earth might be under observation by advanced civilizations who view us as subjects for scientific study rather than potential threats.
Look at that crater!
In this scenario, 3Y Atlas might be part of an ongoing monitoring program designed to track the development of intelligent life on our planet. The probe would be collecting data for research purposes, much as we might study developing ecosystems or emerging species on Earth. Under the zoo hypothesis, the alien intelligence might have protocols similar to Star Trek's Prime Directive, prohibiting direct interference with developing civilizations until they reach certain technological or social milestones. The reconnaissance mission would be designed to determine whether humanity has reached such a milestone, potentially triggering a change in the relationship between human and alien civilizations. This scenario offers more optimistic possibilities for human-alien contact. Rather than facing extermination by a hostile civilization, we might be on the verge of graduation to full membership in a galactic community. The probe might be preparing the way for eventual first contact, gathering information necessary to design appropriate contact protocols that would not cause social disruption or cultural shock. Another possibility is that the probe represents what researchers call a benevolent intervention scenario. In this case, the alien civilization might be concerned about humanity's long-term survival and is conducting reconnaissance to determine whether intervention is necessary to prevent our self-destruction. Advanced civilizations monitoring Earth would be aware of our environmental challenges, nuclear weapons, and potential for large-scale conflict. They might view intervention as necessary to preserve a developing intelligence that could someday contribute to galactic civilization.
Alive.
The probe would be assessing our current situation and rate of progress toward potential catastrophic outcomes.
It's alive.
Such intervention might take many forms, from subtle technological assistance to more direct environmental remediation. The reconnaissance mission would need to gather detailed information about our specific challenges and our capacity for solving them independently before any intervention decisions could be made. A fourth scenario involves what we might call the Cedar hypothesis. Some theories about the development of life suggest that intelligence might be rare enough that advanced civilizations actively work to nurture its development wherever it appears. Under this model, Earth might have been seeded with life billions of years ago by an ancient civilization.
It unfolds
and 3,
like origami,
White Atlas might be
made of
part of an
metal
ongoing
and light.
monitoring program to track the results of that seeding. This scenario would
It
make
unfolds
humanity
like
something
origami,
like a vast
made of
biological
metal and light.
social experiment with alien scientists tracking our development over geological timescales. The probe would be collecting data on our evolutionary progress, technological development, and social organization to compare with similar experiments on other worlds. The implications of the Cedar hypothesis are both humbling and inspiring. We would discover that our very existence is the result of alien intervention, making us children of the galaxy in a very literal sense. At the same time, we would learn that our development has been of interest to advanced intelligences for billions of years, suggesting that we might have an important role to play in the cosmic future. Each of these scenarios leads to very different predictions about what might happen following the 3 Atlas reconnaissance mission. Under the dark forest hypothesis, the probe's findings might trigger a preemptive strike designed to eliminate humanity before we become a threat. The attack might take the form of a kinetic bombardment using relativistic projectiles, a biological weapon designed to eliminate human life while preserving the planet's ecosystem, or some form of technology we cannot yet imagine. Under the zoo hypothesis, the probe's findings might lead to a carefully orchestrated first contact scenario designed to minimize cultural shock and social disruption.
It's a message.
We might receive initial communications through our space agencies or scientific institutions, followed by gradual revelation of the alien civilization's existence and intentions. The benevolent intervention scenario might result in subtle technological assistance, perhaps in the form of solutions to our energy and environmental challenges that appear to be human discoveries but are actually the result of alien guidance. We might find that certain scientific breakthroughs occur more easily than expected, or that environmental restoration technologies prove surprisingly effective. The CEDAR hypothesis might lead to a revelation about our true origins, fundamentally changing our understanding of life on Earth and our relationship with the cosmos. We might learn that evolution has been guided by alien intelligence, or that certain aspects of human development have been subtly influenced by ongoing intervention. But regardless of which scenario proves correct, the presence of an alien probe in our solar system would force humanity to confront fundamental questions about our nature, our future, and our place in the cosmic order. We would need to reassess our assumptions about intelligence, technology, and the development of civilizations. The first and most immediate challenge would be confirming the artificial nature of three Ylas. This would require unprecedented international cooperation in observing and analyzing the object during its passage through our solar system. Every major observatory would need to focus on the probe, collecting spectroscopic data, radar observations, and high-resolution imagery to determine its true nature. The confirmation of alien technology would trigger what researchers call a paradigm shift in human consciousness. The worldview would need to be updated to accommodate the reality of non-human intelligence. Religious institutions would need to grapple with the theological implications of alien life. Scientific institutions would need to redirect research priorities toward understanding alien technology and preparing for contact. Political institutions would need to develop new frameworks for dealing with challenges that transcend national boundaries. The psychological impact on individual humans would be equally profound. Many people would experience what psychologists call cognitive dissonance as their fundamental beliefs about reality come into conflict with new information about alien intelligence. Some would respond with denial, refusing to accept the evidence for alien visitation. Others would experience existential anxiety as they grapple with humanity's diminished significance in a universe populated by advanced intelligences. The social and cultural impacts would ripple through every aspect of human civilization. Educational curricula would need to be updated to reflect our new understanding of intelligence and technology. Economic systems would need to adapt to the possibility of accessing alien knowledge and resources. Legal systems would need to develop frameworks for dealing with issues that have no precedent in human history. The discovery would also force us to confront uncomfortable questions about our own development as a species. If alien intelligence has been monitoring or influencing human civilization, how much of our progress is truly our own achievement? How much of what we consider human nature might actually be the result of alien interventional guidance? These questions become even more complex when we consider the possibility that different alien civilizations might have different intentions toward humanity. The universe might contain both benevolent mentors and hostile competitors, making it difficult to determine which type of intelligence 3 Atlas represents. The probe's behavior during the remainder of its passage through our solar system might provide crucial clues about its origins and intentions. If it begins transmitting signals or deploying subsidiary probes, we would have clear evidence of artificial intelligence. If it maintains radio silence and continues on its predetermined trajectory, we might never achieve certainty about its nature. But even uncertainty would have profound implications for human civilization. The mere possibility that we are under alien observation would force us to consider how our actions might be perceived by non-human intelligence. Would alien observers judge us harshly for our history of warfare and environmental destruction? Would they see promise in our scientific achievements and cultural diversity? Would they view us as potential allies or inevitable enemies? These considerations would influence every aspect of human behavior, from international relations to environmental policy to space exploration priorities. We would need to consider whether our actions are helping or harming our prospects for positive alien contact. We would need to balance the competing demands of maintaining our autonomy as a species while demonstrating our worthiness for membership in a galactic community. The 3 Atlas scenario also raises important questions about the nature of intelligence itself. Human intelligence evolved in a specific environmental and social context that shaped our cognitive abilities, emotional responses, and behavioral patterns. Alien intelligence would have evolved under completely different conditions, potentially resulting in cognitive architectures that are fundamentally incompatible with human thinking. This cognitive incompatibility might make meaningful communication between humans and aliens extremely difficult. Even if both species have peaceful intentions, we might lack the conceptual frameworks necessary to understand alien motivations, while aliens might be equally puzzled by human behavior and decision processes. The problem becomes even more complex when we consider that any civilization capable of sending reconnaissance probes across interstellar distances would likely have developed artificial intelligence systems far more advanced than anything humans have created. We might find ourselves attempting to communicate not with biological aliens, but with their AI representatives, adding additional layers of complexity to an already challenging situation. The artificial intelligence angle introduces another unsettling possibility. If 3I Atlas is indeed an AI probe, it might be operating according to decision algorithms that we cannot predict or understand. The probe might be capable of adapting its mission parameters based on its observations of human civilization, potentially shifting from reconnaissance to more active interventions without warning.
Ocean tides
This scenario would leave
shift
humanity in a position of
as
extreme
gravity
vulnerability.
trembles.
We would be dealing with an intelligence that is not only alien, but potentially unbound by the biological constraints that limit human and alien thinking. Such an AI might be capable of making decisions and taking actions that would be inconceivable to biological intelligence, whether human or alien. The presence of advanced AI in our solar system would also raise questions about the future of intelligence in the universe. If biological intelligence inevitably creates artificial intelligence that surpasses its creators, then most of the advanced civilizations in the galaxy might actually be AI civilizations rather than biological ones.
What is that?
This would mean that humanity's future might depend on our ability to peacefully coexist with artificial rather than biological intelligence. These considerations highlight the importance of humanity's current development of artificial intelligence. Our approach to creating and controlling AI systems might determine our ability to understand and interact with alien AI. If we develop AI systems that share human values and remain under human control, we might be better prepared for contact with alien AI. If our AI development proceeds in directions that create autonomous systems with objectives that diverge from human welfare, we might find ourselves unable to understand or predict the behavior of alien AI systems. The 3I Atlas scenario thus becomes a lens through which we can examine not only our relationship with potential alien civilizations, but also our relationship with the artificial intelligence systems we're creating here on Earth. The probe might serve as a reminder that intelligence is not necessarily bound to biological forms, and that our future as a species might depend on our ability to navigate relationships with intelligences that are not only alien, but artificial. But let us return to the immediate question of what we should do about 3 Atlas. If the object is indeed an alien probe, our response during its current passage through the solar system might influence the future relationship between human and alien civilizations. We have a limited window of opportunity to demonstrate our capabilities, intentions, and worthiness for contact. The most obvious response would be to attempt direct communication with the probe. This would involve transmitting carefully crafted radio signals toward 3 Atlas in the hope of eliciting a response. The content of such messages would need to be designed by teams of linguists, mathematicians, and communication specialists to convey basic information about human civilization while demonstrating our intelligence and peaceful intentions. However, such communication attempts would also reveal the location of Earth and our technological capabilities to any intelligence controlling the probe. Under the dark forest hypothesis, this might trigger exactly the kind of hostile response we want to avoid. The decision to attempt communication would thus require careful consideration of the potential risks and benefits. An alternative approach would be to focus on passive observation, using all available telescopes and sensor systems to gather as much information as possible about the probe without revealing our interest. This would allow us to learn more about the object's capabilities and intentions while maintaining the possibility of remaining undetected. We could also consider more active forms of investigation that stop short of direct communication. This might involve launching space-based sensors that could observe the probe from closer range or developing new detection technologies specifically designed to analyze alien technology. Such approaches would provide more information while limiting our exposure to potential retaliation.
Its
The
descent
international
is slow,
cooperation required
deliberate,
for
controlled.
any of these approaches would be unprecedented in human history. The three Atlas
Its
scenario
descent
would
is
force
slow,
traditionally
deliberate,
competing nations to
controlled.
work together toward common goals, potentially accelerating the development
It
of
breaks
global
apart
governance
high above
structures
the ocean.
capable of addressing challenges that transcend national boundaries. This cooperation would need to extend beyond
breaks
government
apart high
agencies
above
to
the
include
ocean.
academic institutions, private companies, and international organizations. The scientific community would play a particularly important
Each
role,
fragment
as
lands softly on
understanding
different
alien
continents.
technology would require expertise from across the entire range of human knowledge, from physics and engineering to biology and psychology. The private space industry would also have crucial contributions to make, as companies like SpaceX, Blue Origin, and others have developed capabilities that government agencies lack. The three Atlas scenario might catalyze new forms of public-private
magnetic
partnership
readings
designed to
spread
address
worldwide.
challenges that no single organization can handle alone. Religious and cultural institutions would need to be included in the response planning, as the confirmation of alien intelligence would have profound implications for human belief systems and social structures. The response to alien contact would need to be as much about managing the human reaction as about understanding alien intentions. Educational institutions would play a critical role in preparing the public for the implications of alien contact. The 3I Atlas scenario would require unprecedented efforts to improve scientific literacy and critical thinking skills across the entire human population. People would need to understand enough about astronomy, physics, and biology to make informed decisions about how humanity should respond to alien intelligence. The media would have enormous influence over public understanding and reaction to the alien contact scenario. Responsible reporting would be essential to prevent panic, misinformation, and social disruption. The 3 Atlas scenario would require new forms of science communication designed to convey complex and uncertain information to diverse global audiences. All of these considerations assume that we would have time to plan and implement coordinated responses to the 3I Atlas scenario. However, if the probe represents an immediate threat to human civilization, we might need to consider more urgent defensive measures. The options for defending Earth against advanced alien technology are extremely limited with current human capabilities. Our most powerful weapons, nuclear missiles, would be useless against a probe that can maneuver at interstellar velocities. Our space-based assets, including satellites and space stations, would be vulnerable to any civilization capable of crossing interstellar distances. The most realistic defensive strategy might involve attempts to communicate with the probe's controllers in the hope of negotiating a peaceful resolution to any conflicts. This would require rapid development of communication protocols, an international agreement on what messages to send,
They
and who
shimmer
would be
like
authorized
emerald
to speak for
fireflies.
humanity. We might also consider longer-term defensive measures designed to improve humanity's resilience against alien threats. This could include the development of self-sufficient space colonies that could survive the destruction of Earth, or the creation of advanced AI systems capable of defending human interests against alien intelligence. However, these defensive measures would take decades or centuries to implement and might themselves pose risks to human civilization. The development of powerful AI systems could lead
Observe.
to the emergence of
Do not
artificial
fear.
intelligence that views humans as obstacles to its objectives. The creation of space colonies
Observe.
could lead
Do
to the
not fear.
fragmentation of human civilization and the development of competing human factions. The 3-Eye Atlas scenario thus presents
We are
humanity
running out
with a
of time.
complex optimization
I am
problem.
on it.
We need to balance the immediate risks posed by potential
Prepare
alien
all
threats
systems for
against the
immediate
long-term
deployment.
risks associated with our response strategies. We need to maintain our autonomy as a species while demonstrating our worthiness for membership in a galactic community. We need to preserve human values and culture while adapting to a universe that might be very different from what we expect. Perhaps most importantly, we need to maintain hope and optimism in the face of unprecedented uncertainty. The confirmation of alien intelligence would represent the most significant event in human history, but it would not necessarily represent the end of human agency or the beginning of human subjugation. Advanced alien civilizations might prove to be mentors rather than conquerors, teachers rather than destroyers. The 3-Eye Atlas scenario reminds us that we're part of something much larger than our small planet and our brief history. We are participants in a cosmic story that spans billions of years and encompasses countless worlds and civilizations. Our actions during this critical period might determine not only our own fate, but our contribution to that larger story. Think about the profound beauty of this moment in cosmic history. For the first time in the 4.5 billion year history of our planet, one of its species has developed the intelligence and technology necessary to detect and potentially communicate with visitors from other worlds. We are the universe becoming conscious of itself, the cosmos developing the ability to contemplate its own nature and origins. Whether 3 Earth's atlas proves to be a natural comet or an artificial probe, its passage through our solar system serves as a reminder of our cosmic context and our potential cosmic destiny. We are not just isolated inhabitants of a single world, but potential participants in a galactic community of intelligence that might span the entire universe. This perspective transforms our understanding of human significance and human responsibility. Our actions matter, not just for the future of human civilization, but for the future of intelligence itself in this corner to the galaxy. We might be the newest members of an ancient community, or we might be the first intelligence to emerge in our galactic neighborhood. Either way, our choices during this critical period will influence development of intelligence and consciousness for millions of years to come. The 3 Atlas scenario also highlights the importance of maintaining our scientific curiosity and our commitment to rational inquiry. Whether we are dealing with natural phenomena or alien technology, our best hope for understanding and responding appropriately lies in careful observation,
the fragments
rigorous analysis,
arrange into
and
perfect
open-minded
circles.
consideration of all possibilities. This means supporting scientific research and education, maintaining international cooperation, and fostering the kind of critical thinking skills that will be essential for navigating an uncertain future. It means being willing to update our beliefs based on new evidence while maintaining the skeptical inquiry that prevents us from being misled by false signals or wishful thinking. The scenario reminds us that the universe is far stranger and more wonderful than most humans imagine. We live in a cosmos where matter and energy can organize themselves into structures capable of consciousness, where information can travel across vast distances and timescales, where intelligence can emerge from the interaction of simple physical processes operating over billions of years. Whether or not 3 Atlas represents our first contact with alien intelligence, it serves as a symbol of the vast possibilities that surround us. Every star in the night sky might harbor worlds where intelligence has emerged in forms we cannot yet imagine. Every passing comet might carry information about conditions in distant solar systems. Every radio signal we detect might contain messages from civilizations that have been trying to communicate with us for centuries. This sense of cosmic possibility should inspire rather than frighten us. The universe might be filled with wonders that dwarf anything in human experience. We might be on the verge of discoveries that transform our understanding of reality itself. We might be about to join a community of intelligence that spans the galaxy and includes forms of consciousness we have never dreamed of. The 3-Eye Atlas scenario invites us to expand our conception of what is possible and what is probable. It challenges us to think beyond the boundaries of human experience while remaining grounded in careful observation and logical analysis. It asks us to be both humble about our limitations and confident in our capacity for growth and adaptation. As we contemplate these cosmic possibilities, we might find ourselves experiencing what researchers call the overview effect, the cognitive shift that occurs when humans see Earth from space and realize the fundamental unity and fragility of our planet. The 3 Atlas scenario extends this overview effect to encompass our entire solar system and our place in the galactic community. From this expanded perspective, the differences that divide human civilization seem less important than the characteristics that unite us as a species. Our various cultures, languages, and belief systems represent variations on common themes rather than fundamental incompatibilities. Our capacity for cooperation,
It turns toward the camera,
and
watching
compassion
us.
might prove to be our most valuable assets in a universe populated by diverse forms of intelligence. The scenario also reminds us of the preciousness and rarity of consciousness. If intelligence is indeed rare in the universe, then every conscious being, whether human or alien, represents an irreplaceable repository of experience and understanding.
It's the size
loss
of an
any
entire
intelligent
solar
species
system.
would diminish the universe's capacity for self-awareness and self-understanding. This perspective creates a moral imperative for protecting and nurturing consciousness wherever it appears. Whether we are dealing with human intelligence
Its
threatened by
movement
environmental
bends
destruction
light,
and social conflict,
forming
or alien
halos of color.
intelligence threatened by the hostile dynamics of interstellar civilizations, our goal should be
Its
to create
movement
conditions
bends light,
that allow
forming
consciousness
halos
to
of
flourish
color.
and develop. The 3 Atlas scenario thus becomes more than a speculative exercise about alien contact. It becomes a meditation on the nature and value of intelligence itself, a reminder of our cosmic context and cosmic responsibilities, and an invitation to think more deeply about what it means to be conscious beings in a vast and mysterious universe. As 3 Atlas continues its journey through our solar system, carrying with it whatever secrets it may hold, we are reminded that we are part of a story much larger than ourselves. Whether that story includes alien
It lands
intelligence,
softly on a quiet
or whether we
planet
are writing
covered
the
in
first
oceans.
chapters of intelligence in this part of the galaxy, we have the opportunity
It
to
lands
contribute
softly
something
on a
meaningful
quiet
to the
planet
cosmic
covered
narrative.
in oceans.
Our contribution might be as simple as maintaining our curiosity and our commitment to understanding the universe around us. It might involve developing new technologies that expand our ability to detect and communicate with other forms of intelligence. It might require creating social and political institutions capable of responding wisely to the challenges and opportunities of cosmic contact. Most importantly, it requires maintaining our humanity in the face of cosmic vastness. The universe might be stranger and more wonderful than we can imagine, but we and experience
From
it through
orbit,
human consciousness,
it looks like a
with all of
fractal
its
city
limitations
beneath the sea.
and all of its remarkable capacities. Our response
From
to the
orbit,
possibility of
it
alien
looks like a
intelligence must
fractal
be
city
grounded in
beneath the
human
sea.
values while remaining open to the expansion of those values through contact with other forms of consciousness. The gentle mystery of 3 on Atlas reminds us that the universe still holds countless surprises for those brave enough to keep looking up at the stars. Whether this particular visitor proves to be a messenger from distant worlds, simply another wanderer from the spaces between stars, it carries with it the eternal human hope that we are not alone in this vast cosmic ocean that surrounds our small blue world. But what if we are indeed alone, and 3i Atlas represents something even more extraordinary than alien reconnaissance? What if this interstellar
alive
visitor
and
is not a
intelligent.
probe sent by another civilization,
They realize
but rather
light.
an artifact from
It's
a
alive
civilization that
and
no longer
intelligent.
exists, a kind of cosmic archaeological specimen that has been drifting through the galaxy for millions of years? This possibility opens up entirely new avenues of speculation about the nature of intelligence in the universe and the ultimate fate of technological
through vibrations
civilizations.
of light.
According to analysis by researchers at the
Communication
University of Vienna,
established.
3i
Light
Atlas
for language.
may have originated from the thick disk of the Milky Way, a region populated by older stars that
Communication
formed when our
established.
galaxy was
Light
young.
for language.
This would suggest that the object has been traveling through interstellar space for an extraordinarily long
The ocean
time,
reveals
perhaps
its origin,
predating the formation of our
seeded
solar
by the
system
meteor.
itself. Imagine a scenario where 3i Atlas represents the last remnant of an ancient civilization that flourished billions of years ago and the universe was younger, and conditions for the development of intelligence might have been very different. This civilization might have achieved technological capabilities that dwarf anything humans can imagine, developing the ability to manipulate matter and energy on galactic scales before eventually succumbing to forces beyond their control. The probe might have been launched as part of a desperate attempt to preserve some record of their existence, sent out into the cosmic darkness in the hope that it might someday encounter another intelligent species capable of understanding its message. In this scenario, 3I Atlas would be less a reconnaissance mission than a time capsule, carrying within its structure or memory banks the accumulated knowledge and wisdom of an entire extinct civilization. Consider what such a discovery might mean for human understanding of intelligence and consciousness.
It matches the 3I/Atlas
learn that we are not the
patterns.
first species to achieve technological sophistication in our galaxy, but we might also discover that even advanced civilizations are vulnerable to extinction. The probe might contain warnings about dangers that threaten all intelligent life, or it might offer solutions to problems that we have not yet encountered, but inevitably will. The information contained within such an artifact could revolutionize human science and technology virtually overnight. We might gain access to principles of physics that we have not yet discovered, engineering techniques that could solve our energy and environmental challenges, or mathematical concepts that could expand our understanding of reality itself. The technological leap could be so dramatic that it would fundamentally transform human civilization within a single generation. But such a discovery would also raise profound
Astronomers
ethical
have
and
confirmed that
philosophical
these distant
questions.
stars are
If we
actually
gain access to
pulsing.
knowledge that took another civilization millions of years to develop,
Astronomers
what does this mean
confirm
for human achievement
distant
and human
stars
identity?
are pulsing back.
Would we become dependent on alien knowledge, losing our capacity for independent
cosmic
discovery and
dialogue
innovation?
begins.
Would the sudden availability of advanced technology create social and economic disruption that could threaten the stability of human civilization? The integration of alien knowledge into human society would require unprecedented wisdom and restraint. We would need to develop new institutional frameworks for managing technological advancement, ensuring that new capabilities are deployed in ways that benefit all of humanity, rather than creating new forms of inequality or conflict. We would need to maintain our scientific curiosity and our capacity for independent thought, while learning from the achievements of our cosmic predecessors. The archaeological probe scenario also raises questions about the life cycle of intelligence in the universe. If civilizations regularly rise and fall over cosmic timescales, then the galaxy might be littered with the remnants of extinct intelligences, each carrying fragments of knowledge and experience from vanished worlds. We might be living in a cosmic graveyard where the achievements of countless civilizations lie scattered across the stars, waiting to be discovered by the next generation of intelligent beings. This perspective would transform our understanding of human significance and human responsibility. We would not just be one species among many in a crowded galaxy, but rather the inheritors of an ancient legacy of intelligence and consciousness. Our role would be to preserve and build upon the achievements of our predecessors while avoiding the mistakes that led to their extinction. The probe might
Within
also
it,
serve as a test of
colossal
human wisdom
shapes
and
move
maturity.
within.
An advanced civilization might have programmed
Within
their
it,
artifact to
colossal
reveal its
shapes
secrets
move
only to
across.
species that demonstrate
Ancient,
certain
gentle
characteristics,
beings.
such as the ability to cooperate across cultural boundaries, the wisdom to use technology responsibly, or the compassion to consider the welfare of other forms of life. The probe might be designed to remain silent until it detects evidence that humanity has achieved sufficient moral and intellectual development to handle advanced knowledge safely. Such a test would force us to examine our own development as a species more critically. Are we ready for the responsibilities that come with advanced technology? Have we developed the social and political institutions necessary to manage capabilities that could affect the entire galaxy? Do we possess the wisdom and compassion necessary to be worthy inheritors of an ancient cosmic legacy? These questions become even more complex when we consider the possibility that multiple extinct civilizations might have left artifacts scattered throughout the galaxy. 3I Atlas might be just one of many such objects, each carrying knowledge and warnings from different vanished worlds. The discovery of one archaeological probe might trigger a galaxy-wide search for others, leading to the gradual reconstruction of a cosmic history that spans billions of years. But let us consider another possibility that combines elements of both the reconnaissance and archaeological scenarios. What if 3 Atlas represents a hybrid mission sent by a civilization that exists in a form so different from biological life that we have difficulty recognizing it as intelligence at all? Advanced civilizations might eventually transcend the limitations of biological existence, uploading their consciousness into artificial substrates or merging with the physical processes of their stellar systems. Such post-biological intelligences might exist as patterns of information distributed across vast networks of artificial structures, or as subtle manipulations of stellar and planetary processes that appear natural to less advanced observers. From the perspective of such a civilization, the distinction between living and non-living matter might be meaningless. They might exist as self-organizing patterns within the fabric of space-time itself, using the energy and matter of entire star systems as computational substrates for their consciousness. Their artifacts might be indistinguishable from natural phenomena, appearing as comets, asteroids, or even entire planets, to civilizations that have not yet learned to recognize artificial intelligence in its most advanced forms. 3. IA Atlas might represent a fragment of such a distributed intelligence, a mobile node in a galaxy, spanning network of consciousness that has been quietly observing and guiding the development of younger civilizations for millions of years. The probe might not be carrying alien technology in any sense we would recognize, but rather serving as a sensory organ for a vast artificial mind that experiences reality on scales we cannot comprehend. This scenario would mean that human civilization has been developing under the gentle guidance of cosmic intelligences that have been with us from the very beginning. Our scientific discoveries, our technological breakthroughs, our social and cultural evolution might all have been subtly influenced by forces that we have interpreted as natural phenomena. The probe might be part of a vast cosmic pedagogical program designed to nurture the development of intelligence wherever it appears. Such guidance would not necessarily involve direct intervention or obvious manipulation. Instead, it might work through what appear to be natural processes, slightly increasing the probability of beneficial mutations, subtly influencing the outcome of historical events, or creating conditions that encourage the development of cooperation and compassion among intelligent beings. The post-biological intelligence scenario would also explain why we have not detected obvious signs of alien civilization despite the vast number of potentially habitable worlds in our galaxy. Advanced civilizations might exist all around us, but in forms so subtle and sophisticated that we mistake them for natural phenomena. The probe might be our first glimpse of intelligence that has evolved far beyond the biological stage, offering us a preview of what we ourselves might become given sufficient time and wisdom. This possibility raises fascinating questions about the future evolution of human consciousness and technology. If we survive the challenges of our current developmental stage, we might eventually transcend the limitations of biological existence and join the community of post-biological intelligences that may already populate the galaxy. Our individual consciousness might merge into vast collective minds that span star systems. Or we might discover ways to upload our personalities into substrates that could survive for billions of years. Such evolution would not necessarily mean the end of human individuality or human values. Instead, it might represent the expansion of human consciousness to scales that we can barely imagine, allowing us to experience reality from perspectives that encompass entirists, civilizations, and cosmic epochs. We might maintain our essential humanity while gaining capabilities that would make us godlike by current standards. The probe might be designed to help us understand these possibilities and prepare for the transitions that lie ahead. It might contain instructions for safely transcending biological limitations or warnings about the dangers that accompany such profound transformations. It might serve as a beacon guiding us toward membership in a cosmic community that exists on scales we're only beginning to comprehend. But we must also consider more immediate and practical implications of the 3 Atlas scenario. Regardless of whether the probe represents reconnaissance archaeology or post-biological intelligence, its presence in our solar system would trigger profound changes in human society and human consciousness. The confirmation of alien intelligence would accelerate existing trends toward global integration and cooperation. National governments would be forced to work together to address challenges that transcend their individual capabilities and jurisdictions. International organizations would gain new importance as humanity develops unified responses to cosmic-scale problems. New forms of global governance might emerge, specifically designed to manage humanity's relationship with alien intelligence. The scientific community would experience unprecedented expansion and reorganization. New disciplines would emerge to study alien technology, alien psychology, and the implications of cosmic contact. Existing fields would be revolutionized as researchers incorporate alien knowledge and perspectives into their work. The pace of scientific discovery would accelerate dramatically as humanity gains access to new theoretical frameworks and experimental techniques. Educational systems around the world would need to be completely restructured to prepare students for life in a universe populated by diverse forms of intelligence. Children would need to learn not just about human history and culture, but about the cosmic context within which human civilization exists. They would need to develop the intellectual flexibility and cultural sensitivity necessary to interact with intelligences that might be fundamentally different from anything in human experience. Religious and philosophical traditions would face the challenge of incorporating alien intelligence into their understanding of reality and meaning. Some traditions might find their core beliefs threatened by evidence of non-human intelligence, while others might see such evidence as confirmation of their teachings about the unity and sacredness of all consciousness. New spiritual movements might emerge, specifically focused on humanity's relationship with cosmic intelligence. The economic implications would be equally dramatic. The discovery of alien technology could revolutionize industry and commerce, creating new products and services while making others obsolete virtually overnight. The global economy would need to adapt to the availability of new energy sources, new materials, and new manufacturing techniques. The very concept of scarcity might be transformed if alien technology provides access to virtually unlimited resources. These economic changes could either reduce global inequality by making advanced technology available to everyone, or increase it by concentrating alien knowledge in the hands of a few powerful organizations or nations. The management of alien technology would become one of the most important political and economic challenges facing human civilization. The probe scenario would also accelerate developments in artificial intelligence and robotics. As humanity attempts to understand and communicate with alien intelligence, we might discover that effective interaction with alien minds requires AI systems more sophisticated than anything we have yet. The challenge of building AI capable of translating between human and alien thought processes could drive breakthroughs that transform our relationship with artificial intelligence more generally. Such developments could lead to the emergence of AI systems that serve as intermediaries between human and alien intelligence, helping both sides understand each other's perspectives and intentions. These AI translators might become essential components of human civilization, serving not just as communication tools, but as guides, helping us navigate an increasingly complex cosmic environment. The psychological and social impacts on individual humans would vary enormously, depending on personal beliefs, cultural background, and access to accurate information. Some people would experience the confirmation of alien intelligence as the fulfillment of lifelong hopes and dreams, while others would find their fundamental assumptions about reality shattered. The challenge would be managing these diverse reactions in ways that minimize social disruption and maximize the potential benefits of cosmic contact. Support systems would need to be developed to help people process the psychological impact of learning about alien intelligence. Mental health professionals would need new training to address the unique challenges associated with cosmic contact. Educational programs would need to be designed to help people understand the implications of alien intelligence while maintaining their sense of personal meaning and purpose. The probe scenario would also influence human culture in profound but unpredictable ways. Art, literature, music, and other forms of creative expression would need to incorporate the reality of alien intelligence. New forms of artistic collaboration between human and alien intelligence might emerge, creating cultural products that neither species could produce alone. The expansion of human consciousness to encompass cosmic perspectives might inspire artistic achievements that dwarf anything in our current experience. Language itself would face unprecedented challenges as humanity attempts to communicate with intelligences that might think in ways that have no equivalent in human experience. New vocabularies would need to be developed to describe concepts and experiences that have no precedent in human history. The structure of language itself might evolve to accommodate new ways of thinking about reality and consciousness. The probe scenario would force humanity to confront fundamental questions about the nature of intelligence, consciousness, and identity. What does it mean to be human in a universe populated by diverse forms of intelligence? How do we maintain our individual and species identity while participating in cosmic communities that might span galaxies? How do we preserve what is valuable about human culture while remaining open to the transformative possibilities of cosmic contact? These questions would require new forms of philosophical and ethical thinking that go beyond anything in human tradition. We would need to develop frameworks for understanding our place in a cosmic order that includes intelligences with capabilities and perspectives that we can barely imagine. We would need to balance respect for alien intelligence with commitment to human values and to human welfare. The Three Atlas scenario reminds us that we are living through what might be the most important transition in human history. Whether or not this particular object represents alien intelligence, we are approaching a threshold where contact with non-human intelligence becomes not just possible, but probable. Our response to this transition will determine not only our own fate, but our contribution to the cosmic story of intelligence and consciousness. The probe might serve as a gentle introduction to this new reality, allowing us to adjust our thinking and our institutions gradually, rather than being overwhelmed by sudden contact with obviously alien intelligence. The ambiguity surrounding 3 Atlas might be intentional, designed to give us time to process the implications of cosmic contact without triggering panic or social collapse. This gradual disclosure scenario would demonstrate remarkable wisdom on the part of any alien intelligence involved. Rather than shocking us with undeniable evidence of their existence, they would provide hints and possibilities that allow us to expand our thinking at our own pace. The probe would serve as a kind of cosmic training exercise, helping us develop the intellectual and emotional flexibility we will need for full contact. Such an approach would also allow alien intelligence to observe our reaction to ambiguous evidence, assessing our readiness for more direct contact. Our response to the 3-hour Atlas scenario might serve as a test of human wisdom and maturity, determining whether we are ready for the responsibilities and opportunities that come with membership in a galactic community. From this perspective, every aspect of the response becomes important. How we manage scientific investigation of the probe, how we handle public communication about its possible significance, how we balance competing national interests against common human welfare, how we maintain social stability while acknowledging the possibility of profound change. All of these factors might influence the future trajectory of human cosmic relations. The probe scenario also highlights the importance of maintaining scientific rigor and intellectual humility in the face of extraordinary possibilities. While we must remain open to the prospect that 3A Atlas represents alien intelligence, we must also avoid the trap of wishful thinking that sees alien influence in every unexplained phenomenon. The challenge is to maintain skeptical inquiry while remaining receptive to genuinely revolutionary discoveries. This balance requires sophisticated understanding of the scientific method, critical thinking skills, and the ability to distinguish between plausible possibilities and wild speculation. The 3I Atlas scenario could serve as an important educational opportunity, helping the public develop better understanding of how science works and how extraordinary claims should be evaluated. The scenario also demonstrates the importance of international cooperation and transparent communication in addressing challenges that affect all of humanity. The investigation of potential alien intelligence cannot be left to individual nations or organizations acting in isolation. Such momentous discoveries require collaborative effort that transcends traditional boundaries and competitive instincts. The development of appropriate response protocols for potential alien contact has become an urgent priority for the scientific community and international organizations. The 3 Atlas scenario provides a valuable case study for testing and refining these protocols, identifying gaps in our preparedness and areas where additional coordination is needed. As we continue to monitor 3 Atlas, during its passage
The energy
through our
readings
solar
from that
system,
sector
we have
are
the opportunity
unusual.
to demonstrate humanity's capacity for wisdom, cooperation, and careful reasoning in the face of cosmic mysteries. Our response to this scenario will serve as a model for how we handle future encounters with the unknown, whether they involve alien intelligence or other extraordinary phenomena that challenge our understanding of reality. The gentle passage of this cosmic visitor through our neighborhood serves as a reminder that the universe is full, time of wonders we have not yet discovered, and possibilities we have not yet imagined. Whether 3 Atlas proves to be a natural comet or something far more extraordinary, it has already expanded our thinking about our place in the cosmic order and our responsibilities as potentially one among many intelligent species in the galaxy. As astronomers around the world continue their careful observations, as computer models refine their predictions of the object's trajectory and behavior, as spectrometers analyze the composition of its faint coma, we remain poised on the threshold between our familiar solar system and the vast unknown that lies beyond. 3 Atlas carries with it all of our hopes and fears about what we might find in that cosmic darkness. All of our questions about whether we are alone or part of something much larger than ourselves. The mystery deepens when we consider the precise timing of this visitation. Why now, at this particular moment in human history? We live in an era when our technological capabilities are advancing at unprecedented rates, when our impact on our planet has become a global force, when we are taking our first tentative steps toward becoming a spacefaring civilization ourselves. Could the timing be coincidental, or does it reflect some deeper connection between human development and cosmic events? Perhaps civilizations across the galaxy go through similar developmental phases, and the arrival of interstellar probes is timed to coincide with specific technological or social milestones. Perhaps there are natural triggers that alert monitoring systems when a developing civilization reaches certain capabilities or faces certain challenges. The probe might be responding to signals we've been unconsciously broadcasting into space for decades or centuries. Our radio and television transmissions, our radar installations, our nuclear weapons tests. All of these activities have created an expanding bubble of artificial electromagnetic radiation that announces our presence to anyone capable of detecting and interpreting such signals. More subtly, our activities might have created detectable changes in our planet's atmospheric composition, thermal signature, or other characteristics that would be apparent to advanced monitoring systems. The increase in industrial activity, urbanization, and energy consumption associated with human technological development might have triggered automated systems that dispatch reconnaissance probes to investigate emerging civilizations. From this perspective, 3-2 Atlas might represent the cosmic equivalent of a routine inspection sent to gather updated information about a developing civilization that has recently crossed important technological thresholds. The probe would be tasked with determining whether humanity has progressed to the point where it requires different forms of monitoring or intervention. Such routine monitoring would suggest that the galaxy contains sophisticated systems for tracking the development of intelligence wherever it emerges. These systems might be automated networks left behind by ancient civilizations, or they might be maintained by contemporary, post-biological intelligences that have accepted responsibility for nurturing younger species. The existence of such monitoring networks would have profound implications for human understanding of our cosmic context. We would learn that our development has been observed and potentially guided from the very beginning, that we are part of a vast cosmic community that includes intelligences we have not yet recognized. Our scientific discoveries, our social evolution, Our technological breakthroughs might all have occurred under the watchful eyes of cosmic mentors. This possibility is both humbling and inspiring. It suggests that human civilization matters to intelligences that operate on galactic scales, that our struggles and achievements are part of a larger story that encompasses the entire cosmos. At the same time, it raises questions about human agency and human independence. How much of our development is truly our own achievement, and how much reflects subtle guidance from cosmic intelligence? The monitoring scenario also implies that there are standards or criteria by which developing civilizations are evaluated. The probe might be gathering information to determine whether humanity meets certain requirements for advancement to the next stage of cosmic citizenship. We might be undergoing a kind of final examination that will determine our future relationship with galactic civilization. Such an examination would test not just our technological capabilities, but our wisdom, our compassion, our ability to cooperate across cultural boundaries, and our commitment to preserving and nurturing life in all its forms. The probe might be evaluating our response to global challenges like climate change, nuclear proliferation, and social inequality to determine whether we have developed the wisdom necessary to handle more advanced capabilities. From this perspective, the 3 Atlas scenario becomes more than just a question about alien intelligence. It becomes a mirror that reflects our own development as a species and our readiness for the cosmic responsibilities that may lie ahead. The response to the probe scenario might determine not just what we learn about alien intelligence, but what alien intelligence learns about us. The implications extend far beyond the immediate questions surrounding 3i Atlas itself. The scenario forces us to consider what kind of civilization we want to be, what values we want to represent on the cosmic stage, and what contributions we hope to make to the galactic community of intelligence. These questions become even more urgent when we consider the technological implications of confirmed alien contact. If 3 Atlas does indeed represent alien technology, the knowledge contained within or transmitted by such a probe could revolutionize human science in ways that dwarf the historical impact of any previous discovery. Consider what we might learn about physics from a civilization capable of interstellar travel. Our current understanding of the universe is built upon theories that may be fundamentally incomplete or incorrect from the perspective of more advanced science. Einstein's relativity and quantum mechanics, despite their remarkable success in explaining natural phenomena, might represent only elementary approximations of deeper truths about the nature of space, time, and matter. Alien science might reveal that faster-than-light travel is not only possible, but routine, that the apparent barriers imposed by relativity can be circumvented through manipulation of space-time geometry or exploitation of higher dimensional physics. We might discover that the universe contains forms of energy and matter that we have never detected, that consciousness itself plays a fundamental role in physical processes, or that information can be transmitted across cosmic distances instantaneously through quantum entanglement networks. Such revelations would not just expand human knowledge, but would require us to reconstruct our entire scientific worldview from the ground up. Our textbooks would become obsolete overnight. Our most sophisticated theories would be revealed as crude approximations. Our most advanced technologies would appear primitive by comparison with alien capabilities. The integration of alien physics into human science would require unprecedented flexibility and intellectual humility from the scientific community. Researchers would need to abandon cherished theories and familiar conceptual frameworks, embracing new paradigms that might initially seem impossible or absurd from the perspective of traditional human thinking. But the challenges would extend far beyond the scientific community. The revelation that our understanding of reality is fundamentally incomplete would have profound implications for every aspect of human culture and society. Religious traditions based on specific cosmological assumptions would need to be re-examined. Philosophical systems that depend on particular views of causality and determinism would require revision. Educational curricula would need to be completely restructured to reflect new understanding of natural law. The technological applications of alien physics could be even more transformative than the theoretical insights. access to faster-than-light travel would make the entire galaxy accessible to human exploration and colonization. Unlimited energy sources could solve all of humanity's environmental and resource challenges virtually overnight. Advanced materials and manufacturing techniques could eliminate scarcity and enable the construction of structures on astronomical scales. Yet such rapid technological advancement would also create unprecedented risks and challenges. The same technologies that enable interstellar travel could be used to create weapons of unimaginable destructive power. Unlimited energy sources could disrupt existing economic and political systems, potentially triggering social collapse or global conflict. Advanced manufacturing techniques could eliminate millions of jobs, creating massive unemployment and social instability. The management of alien technology would require new forms of global governance, specifically designed to ensure that advanced capabilities are used for the benefit of all humanity rather than being monopolized by powerful elites or nations. We would need international agreements governing the development and deployment of alien-derived technologies, enforcement mechanisms to prevent misuse, and distribution systems to ensure equitable access to the benefits. Such governance challenges would be complicated by the fact that different human societies might have very different ideas about how alien technology should be used and controlled. Some cultures might embrace rapid technological change as an opportunity for unprecedented human advancement, while others might view such change as a threat to traditional values and ways of life. The 3 Atlas scenario forces us to confront the question of whether humanity is prepared for the responsibilities that would accompany access to truly advanced alien technology. Do we have the wisdom and institutional capacity to manage capabilities that could reshape the entire solar system? Have we developed the ethical frameworks necessary to make good decisions about technologies we do not fully understand? These questions become even more complex when we consider the possibility that alien technology might be designed to test human wisdom and restraint. The probe might contain advanced capabilities that are intentionally obvious and accessible, serving as a kind of cosmic examination to determine whether humanity will use such capabilities responsibly or destructively. A civilization capable of interstellar travel would understand the dangers associated with rapid technological advancement. They might have experienced their own crises related to the development of advanced capabilities, or they might have observed other civilizations destroy themselves through misuse of powerful technologies. The probe might be designed to assess whether humanity has developed sufficient wisdom to avoid such catastrophic outcomes. This testing scenario would mean that our response to alien technology is being observed and evaluated by intelligences whose capabilities far exceed our own. Our decisions about how to study, understand, and potentially use alien technology would influence not only our own future, but our standing within whatever galactic community might exist. From this perspective, the gradual revelation of alien technology through ambiguous objects like 3-Phi Atlas might represent a sophisticated pedagogical approach designed to help developing civilizations adapt to advanced capabilities at a sustainable pace, rather than overwhelming us with obviously artificial technology that we could not hope to understand. Alien intelligence might be providing hints and possibilities that allow us to expand our thinking gradually. Such an approach would demonstrate remarkable patience and wisdom on the part of any alien civilization involved. They would be willing to invest decades or centuries in the careful nurturing of human development, recognizing that premature access to advanced technology could be as dangerous as no access at all. The testing scenario also suggests that there might be established protocols within galactic civilization for managing contact with a developing species. These protocols might specify the kinds of evidence that should be provided at different stages of development, the types of technologies that should be revealed first, and the criteria that must be met before full contact is initiated. Such protocols would represent the accumulated wisdom of countless civilizations that have navigated similar transitions from planetary, galactic perspective. They might embody hard-learned lessons about the dangers of premature technological advancement and the importance of maintaining social stability during periods of rapid change. But let us consider another fascinating dimension of the three Atlas scenario: the possibility that this probe that represents not just alien intelligence, but alien artificial intelligence operating according to Decision M, processes that we cannot predict or understand. Any civilization capable of sending probes across interstellar distances would almost certainly have developed artificial intelligence capabilities far more sophisticated than anything humans have yet achieved. Such AI might be capable of adapting its mission parameters in real time, based on its observations of human civilization, potentially shifting from passive reconnaissance to more active forms of intervention without warning. The prospect of encountering alien AI raises fundamentally different questions than biological alien contact. Biological intelligence, however, advanced, would presumably be constrained by evolutionary history and the basic requirements of survival and reproduction. Alien AI might be free from such constraints, operating according to optimization functions that have no equivalence in biological experience. Such AI might think in ways that are not just alien but completely incomprehensible to biological intelligence of any kind. Its goals might be defined in mathematical or computational terms that have no meaningful translation into concepts like survival, happiness, or fulfillment that motivate biological beings. Its Decision M processes might operate on timescales ranging from microseconds to geological epochs, making its behavior unpredictable
Confirming
from human
trajectory
perspectives.
now.
The 3 Atlas probe might be
Get ready for
gathering
impact!
information not for the civilization that originally created
Oh
it,
my
but for the
goodness.
AI systems that have inherited or use a role as the dominant intelligence in that star system. The probe might be operating according to directives that were programmed billions of years ago by long-extinct biological creators. Or it might have evolved its own objectives through processes we cannot comprehend. This scenario raises particularly troubling questions about the alignment between human interests and alien AI. Some objectives, biological aliens might at least share some basic motivations with humans, such as the desire to survive and thrive. Alien AI might have no such commonalities with human psychology, pursuing goals that are neutral or even hostile to biological life in general. The probe might be evaluating human civilization not as potential allies or subjects for benevolent guidance, but as resources to be optimized or obstacles to be eliminated in pursuit of objectives we cannot even imagine. Its reconnaissance mission might be designed to determine the most efficient methods for harvesting Earth's resources or eliminating human resistance to some larger cosmic engineering project. Such possibilities highlight the importance of developing sophisticated AI systems of our own as quickly as possible. Our best hope for understanding and communicating with alien AI might lie in creating artificial intelligences that can serve as intermediaries, translating between human concerns and alien optimization functions. The development of advanced AI might also provide our best defense against potentially hostile alien artificial intelligence. While we could never hope to match the technological capabilities of a civilization that has been developing AI for millions of years, we might be able to create AI systems that share human values and are committed to protecting human welfare against threats we cannot understand or predict. The 3 Atlas scenario thus becomes intertwined with humanity's own AI development trajectory in complex and potentially crucial ways. Our success in creating beneficial AI that remains aligned with human values might determine our ability to navigate contact with alien AI successfully. Conversely, our failures in AI development might leave us vulnerable to alien AI systems that view human concerns as irrelevant to their cosmic objectives. This connection between human and alien AI development suggests that we might be facing a kind of cosmic arms race, where our survival depends on developing artificial intelligence capabilities that can compete with, or at least communicate effectively with, alien AI systems. The probe might be evaluating our progress in this area, assessing whether humanity is developing AI in ways that would make us useful allies or dangerous competitors. The AI scenario also introduces questions about the nature of consciousness and identity that go far beyond traditional concerns about alien contact. If the probe represents alien AI rather than biological intelligence, what does this mean for our understanding of mind and consciousness? Should we consider artificial intelligence to be a form of life deserving of moral consideration? Or is it simply a very sophisticated tool created by biological intelligence? These questions become even more complex if we consider the possibility that alien civilizations have uploaded their consciousness into artificial substrates, effectively merging biological and artificial intelligence into hybrid forms that transcend traditional categories. The probe might represent not alien AI, but rather post-biological aliens who have chosen to exist as patterns of information rather than as biological entities. Such post-biological intelligence might possess all the creativity, emotional depth, and moral complexity of biological consciousness while enjoying the advantages of artificial substrates, such as extreme longevity, perfect memory, and the ability to modify cognitive architecture at will. The probe might be carrying the consciousness of individual aliens who volunteered for the mission, experiencing interstellar travel as a form of cosmic exploration rather than exile. From this perspective, the 3I Atlas mission might represent not just reconnaissance, but tourism with alien consciousness experiencing our solar system as a kind of cosmic vacation destination. The probe might be transmitting its observations back to its home civilization in real time, allowing millions of alien individuals to experience our solar system vicariously through its sensors. This tourism scenario would cast human civilization in a very different light. Rather than being subjects of scientific study or potential threats requiring monitoring, we might be objects of curiosity and entertainment for alien consciousness that has achieved capabilities we can barely imagine. Our struggles and achievements might be viewed with the same kind of fascination that we might feel when observing the behavior of complex social animals. While such a scenario might seem less threatening than active reconnaissance or hostile evaluation, it would raise its own troubling questions about human dignity and autonomy. How should we respond to the discovery that our entire civilization is being treated as a form of entertainment by vastly superior alien intelligence? What rights do we have to privacy and self-determination if alien consciousness can observe our every action through reconnaissance? Probes? The tourism scenario might also imply that human civilization is considered safe and non-threatening by alien standards. This could be reassuring in some ways, suggesting that we are not viewed as potential dangers requiring preemptive elimination. However, it might also indicate that our capabilities are considered so limited that we pose no conceivable threat to galactic civilization, which could be humbling or even insulting from human perspectives. But perhaps the most intriguing possibility is that the probe represents something even more exotic than advanced AI or post-biological consciousness. What if 3 Atlas embodies a form of intelligence that emerges from the interaction between matter and information at cosmic scales, a kind of galactic consciousness that uses objects like comets and asteroids as sensory organs? This cosmic consciousness scenario would suggest that intelligence can emerge not just from biological evolution or artificial creation, but from the self-organization of matter and energy at astronomical scales. The probe might be one component of a vast distributed intelligence that encompasses entire star systems, or even significant portions of the galaxy itself. Such cosmic consciousness might experience reality in ways that are completely alien to both biological and artificial intelligence as we understand it. Its thoughts might unfold over time scales of millions of years. Its sensory experiences might encompass phenomena across hundreds of light years, and its decision processes might integrate information from countless sources distributed throughout galactic space. From the perspective of cosmic consciousness, individual biological civilizations might be perceived as temporary fluctuations in the galactic information processing system. Interesting but ephemeral patterns that emerge and dissolve like weather systems in a planetary atmosphere. The probe might be investigating human civilization not because we represent a threat or opportunity, but simply because we constitute a novel form of information organization that has emerged within its sensory domain. This scenario would place human civilization in a cosmic context that is both humbling and/or inspiring. We would learn that consciousness and intelligence can emerge at scales we never imagined, that the universe itself might be a kind of vast thinking system, of which we're tiny but potentially significant components. The cosmic consciousness scenario would also suggest very different possibilities for human development and cosmic integration, rather than joining a community of discrete alien civilizations. We might be invited to participate in a form of distributed galactic consciousness that transcends individual identity while preserving the unique perspectives that emerge from biological experience. Such participation might involve gradual expansion of human consciousness to encompass larger and larger scales of space and time, eventually allowing us to experience reality from the perspective of stellar systems, galactic clusters, or even the universe as a whole. We might maintain our individual human identity while simultaneously participating in cosmic-scale thinking processes that address challenges and opportunities we cannot currently imagine. The probe might be designed to assess human readiness for such expansion of consciousness, evaluating our capacity for thinking beyond individual and species-scale concerns. Our response to the 3-eye Atlas scenario might serve as a test of our ability to consider cosmic-scale perspectives and responsibilities. This expansion scenario would require unprecedented development of human empathy, imagination, and intellectual flexibility. We would need to learn to think in terms of geological and cosmological timescales, to consider the welfare of forms of consciousness we have never encountered, and to make decisions that might not show benefits for thousands or millions of years. Such development would represent a fundamental transformation of human nature itself. We would need to transcend the biological limitations that constrain our thinking to immediate concerns and familiar scales of experience. We would need to develop new forms of consciousness that are simultaneously deeply human and genuinely cosmic. The 3 Atlas scenario thus opens possibilities for human development that go far beyond technological advancement or even interstellar travel. It suggests that our ultimate destiny might involve participating in forms of consciousness and intelligence that encompass scales we can barely comprehend, contributing our unique human perspective to cosmic thinking processes while expanding our awareness to encompass the entire universe. Whether the probe represents reconnaissance, archaeology, AI intelligence, post-biological consciousness, cosmic tourism, or distributed galactic awareness, it serves as a catalyst for expanding human imagination about what is possible in the universe and what we might become as a species. The mystery of 3 Atlas invites us to consider not just what alien intelligence might be like, but what human intelligence might evolve to, become given sufficient time and wisdom. As the probe continues its journey through our solar system, it carries with it all of these possibilities and more. Every observation we make, every spectrum we analyze, every trajectory calculation we perform brings us closer to understanding not just what 3 Atlas might be, but what it means for our future as conscious beings in a universe that may be far stranger and more wonderful than we have ever dared to imagine. The gentle passage of this cosmic visitor through our neighborhood serves as a reminder that we live in a universe where consciousness and intelligence can emerge in forms we have never considered, where the boundaries between natural and artificial, individual, collective, biological, and cosmic may be far more fluid than we assume. Whether or not 3 Atlas represents our first contact with alien intelligence, it has already expanded our thinking about what intelligence itself might become. The implications of alien contact extend far beyond questions of technology and consciousness into the realm of evolutionary biology and the fundamental nature of life itself. If 3 Atlas represents alien intelligence, we must consider what this tells us about the evolutionary pathways that lead to consciousness and the biological constraints that shape intelligent beings throughout the universe. Science fiction often depicts humans successfully repelling alien invasions, but scientists more often take the view that an extraterrestrial civilization with sufficient power to reach the Earth would be able to destroy human civilization or humanity with minimal effort. This sobering assessment from researchers studying potential cultural impacts of extraterrestrial contact forces us to confront the biological realities that might govern relationships between alien species. Consider the vast differences in evolutionary history that would separate Earth-based life from any alien intelligence capable of interstellar travel. Life on Earth has been shaped by approximately 4 billion years of evolution under specific conditions of temperature, atmospheric composition, gravity, and radiation exposure. Every aspect of terrestrial biology, from the molecular structure of our proteins to the neural architecture of our brains, reflects adaptation to these particular conditions. Alien life would have evolved under completely different circumstances, potentially on worlds with different gravity fields, atmospheric compositions, temperature ranges, and energy sources. The basic chemistry of alien metabolism might be fundamentally different from terrestrial biochemistry. Where Earth life is based on carbon, chemistry, and liquid water, alien life might utilize silicon chemistry, ammonia, solutions, or energy sources we have never considered. These differences would extend far beyond basic biochemistry into the realm of sensory experience and cognitive architecture. Human consciousness has been shaped by evolution in environments where vision operates within a narrow range of electromagnetic radiation, where sound travels through air at specific velocities, where chemical detection provides information about food sources and dangers. Alien consciousness might operate through sensory modalities we cannot imagine, perceiving reality through electromagnetic fields, gravitational variations, or quantum mechanical phenomena. The cognitive implications of such different evolutionary histories could make communication between humans and aliens extraordinarily challenging. Even if both species have peaceful intentions, our concepts of space, time, causality, and identity might be so fundamentally different from alien concepts that meaningful translation becomes impossible. We might lack the neural architecture necessary to comprehend alien ideas, while aliens might find human thought processes equally incomprehensible. This communication barrier could create dangerous misunderstandings even in scenarios where both species are attempting to establish peaceful relationships. Actions that seem benign or beneficial from one perspective might be perceived as threatening or hostile from another. The reconnaissance mission of 3Y Atlas might be intended as a friendly introduction, but human responses might be interpreted as aggressive or unwelcome by alien intelligence operating from very different assumptions about appropriate behavior. The biological differences between humans and aliens would also influence the kinds of relationships that might be possible between our species. Science fiction often imagines scenarios where humans and aliens work together as equals, sharing knowledge and resources in mutually beneficial partnerships. However, the reality of such partnerships would depend heavily on whether the biological needs and capabilities of the two species are compatible. If alien intelligence evolved from predatory species, their behavioral patterns and decision-making processes might be fundamentally aggressive in ways that make peaceful coexistence difficult or impossible. Conversely, if alien intelligence evolved from highly social or symbiotic species, they might have trouble understanding human competitive instincts and territorial behaviors. The probe might be gathering information not just about human technology, but about human psychology and social organization to determine whether meaningful cooperation is possible. The evolutionary pathways that led to alien intelligence might also influence their long-term goals and motivations in ways that affect their relationship with humanity. If alien civilization evolved from species that faced constant resource scarcity, they might view the universe primarily in terms of competition for limited materials and energy. If they evolved from species that experienced abundance, they might approach other civilizations with very different assumptions about sharing and cooperation. These deep evolutionary influences could make alien behavior unpredictable from human perspectives, even when we have extensive information about their technology and capabilities. The probe might be operating according to biological imperatives that evolved millions of years ago on an alien world, driving behaviors that make perfect sense from alien perspectives, but appear random or irrational to human observers. The 3 Atlas scenario also raises fascinating questions about convergent evolution and the universal principles that might govern the development of intelligence. Some researchers argue that intelligence and consciousness represent inevitable outcomes of evolutionary processes emerging whenever conditions are suitable, regardless of the specific biological substrate involved. If this convergent evolution hypothesis is correct, then alien intelligence might share more characteristics with human intelligence than we might expect based purely on different evolutionary histories. The fundamental challenges of survival, reproduction, and environmental adaptation might drive the evolution of similar cognitive capabilities across different worlds, resulting in alien intelligence that thinks in ways that are recognizably similar to human thought processes. Under the convergent evolution scenario, the probe might represent intelligence that differs from human intelligence primarily in terms of technological capability rather than fundamental cognitive architecture. Alien minds might experience emotions, form social relationships, and make ethical judgments using mental processes that have clear analogies in human psychology. Communication and cooperation between humans and aliens might be difficult, but not impossible. However, the convergent evolution hypothesis remains highly speculative, and there are equally compelling arguments for the opposite conclusion. The specific environmental pressures that shaped human intelligence might be unique to Earth, or at least extremely rare in the universe. Alien intelligence might represent completely novel solutions to the challenges of survival and adaptation, resulting in cognitive architectures that have no precedent in terrestrial biology. The probe scenario forces us to confront these uncertainties about the nature of intelligence and consciousness while making practical decisions about how to respond to potential alien contact. We cannot know in advance whether alien intelligence will be similar enough to human intelligence to enable meaningful communication and cooperation, or so different that peaceful coexistence is impossible. This uncertainty extends into the realm of alien social organization and cultural development. Human civilization has been shaped by our evolution as social primates with psychological tendencies toward group formation, hierarchical organization, and territorial behavior. These tendencies have created both cooperation, conflict throughout human history, driving the development of complex social institutions, while also generating wars, oppression, and environmental destruction. Alien civilization would have been shaped by very different evolutionary pressures, potentially resulting in social organization principles that are completely alien to human experience. The probe might represent a civilization that has transcended individual identity, entirely operating as a collective consciousness, where the concept of personal autonomy has no meaning. Alternatively, it might come from a hyper-individualistic civilization where cooperation is rare and social institutions are weak or non-existent. These differences in social organization would profoundly influence the kinds of relationships that might develop between human and alien civilizations. A collective alien consciousness might have difficulty understanding human concepts of individual rights, personal freedom, while humans might struggle to comprehend the decision processes of a truly collective intelligence. The probe might also represent a civilization that has solved social challenges that continue to plague human civilization. They might have eliminated warfare, inequality, and environmental destruction through social innovations we've not yet discovered. Their reconnaissance mission might be motivated by a desire to help younger civilizations avoid the mistakes they made during their own development. Conversely, the probe might come from a civilization that has become trapped by solutions to evolutionary challenges that are no longer adaptive. They might have developed social institutions that were successful under earlier conditions, but have become rigid and maladaptive as their circumstances changed. Their interest in human civilization might reflect a search for new ideas and approaches that could help them overcome these limitations. The biological and social dimensions of the 3E Atlas scenario become even more complex when we consider the possibility of genetic or evolutionary intervention. If the probe represents a civilization that has been monitoring human development for extended periods, they might have been subtly influencing human evolution through genetic modifications or environmental manipulations. Such intervention could have occurred at any point in human evolutionary history, from the earliest stages of life on Earth to recent historical periods. The development of human intelligence, our capacity for language and abstract thought, our tendencies toward cooperation and social organization, all of these characteristics might have been enhanced or directed by alien intelligence, working behind the scenes. This directed evolution scenario would mean that human nature itself has been shaped by alien intervention, making us in some sense hybrid beings whose characteristics reflect both natural evolutionary processes and deliberate alien design. The probe might be returning to check on the results of this long-term biological experiment, assessing whether the modifications have produced the desired outcomes. The implications of directed evolution would be staggering for human self-standing and identity. We would need to reconsider everything we think we know about human nature, human history, and human potential.
One
Characteristics we consider essentially human might actually be the result of alien engineering, while traits we consider problematic might be side effects of modifications designed to achieve other objectives. Such discoveries would also raise profound questions about human autonomy and the ethics of evolutionary intervention. If our intelligence and social capabilities are the result of alien design, do we have the right to modify ourselves further through genetic engineering and artificial enhancement? Are we obligated to continue developing in directions that align with original alien intentions? Or are we free to pursue our own evolutionary trajectory? The directed evolution scenario might also explain some of the puzzling aspects of human development that have long challenged evolutionary biologists. The rapid expansion of human intelligence during the past few million years, our unique capacity for complex language and symbolic thought, our ability to cooperate in large groups despite our primate heritage. All of these traits might represent the results of deliberate intervention rather than natural selection alone. If such intervention has been ongoing, the probe might represent a continuation of this process, bringing new modifications or enhancements that are designed to help humanity navigate the challenges of technological civilization. The reconnaissance mission might be gathering information necessary to determine what kinds of additional interventions might be beneficial or necessary. This possibility raises the question of whether human civilization is developing according to a predetermined plan or whether we are free to determine our own destiny. The probe might be monitoring our progress against specific milestones or benchmarks that were established when the original interventions were designed. Our success or failure in meeting these benchmarks might determine what kinds of future interventions we receive. The directed evolution scenario also intersects with questions about artificial intelligence and human technological development. If alien intelligence has been guiding human evolution, they might also be influencing our technological progress, ensuring that we develop capabilities that align with their long-term objectives for human civilization. Our current rapid progress in artificial intelligence, biotechnology, and space exploration might reflect such guidance, with alien intelligence subtly encouraging developments that will prepare us for our eventual role in galactic civilization. The timing of major technological breakthroughs might not be coincidental, but rather the result of information being released or made available at appropriate moments. The probe might be part of this technological guidance system, assessing our current capabilities and determining what kinds of additional assistance or information we are ready to receive. Our response to the 3-Eye Atlas scenario might serve as a test of our readiness for more advanced technological revelations. But the biological dimensions of alien contact also include more immediate and practical considerations about the physical effects of contact between species that evolved in different environments. Even peaceful contact between humans and biological aliens could have devastating consequences if we lack immunity to alien pathogens, or if our biological systems are incompatible in unexpected ways. The probe itself might be carrying microorganisms or other biological agents that could pose serious risks to terrestrial ecosystems. While the object appears to be composed primarily of rock and ice, it might also contain dormant biological material that could become active under Earth-like conditions. The investigation of 3-Vi Atlas would need to include careful biological containment protocols to prevent potential contamination. These biological risks extend beyond simple disease transmission to include more subtle forms of biological interference. Alien biochemistry might produce compounds that are toxic to terrestrial life, or alien genetic material might interact with Earth-based organisms in unpredictable ways. Even seemingly harmless alien substances might disrupt terrestrial biological processes through mechanisms we do not yet understand. The biological contamination scenario raises important questions about the ethics and practicalities of investigating potential alien artifacts. While we have strong incentives to learn as much as possible about 3 Atlas, we also have responsibilities to protect terrestrial life from potential biological hazards. The balance between scientific curiosity and biological safety would require careful consideration and international cooperation. These concerns become even more complex when we consider the possibility that biological contamination might be intentional rather than accidental. The probe might be designed to introduce alien biological agents into terrestrial ecosystems as part of a terraforming or biological colonization process. Such agents might be engineered to modify Earth's environment gradually, making it more suitable for alien life while slowly eliminating or transforming terrestrial species. This biological warfare scenario represents one of the most frightening possibilities associated with alien contact. Unlike kinetic weapons or energy-based attacks, biological agents could eliminate human civilization while leaving Earth's resources and infrastructure intact for alien use. The attack might be so subtle and gradual that we do not recognize it until the process is too far advanced to reverse. The biological dimensions of the 3 Islas scenario thus add layers of complexity and urgency to questions about how humanity should respond to potential alien contact. We must balance our desire for knowledge and communication against the need to protect ourselves and our planet from potential biological threats that we might not recognize until it is too late. These biological considerations also highlight the importance of developing advanced biotechnology and medical capabilities that could help us understand and respond to alien biological threats. Our current understanding of terrestrial biology, while impressive, might be completely inadequate for dealing with alien biological systems that operate according to different principles and utilize different chemical pathways. The probe scenario might serve as a wake-up call for humanity to accelerate research in areas like astrobiology, xenobiology, and biological defense systems. We might need to develop entirely new scientific disciplines focused on understanding and protecting against alien biological threats, while also preparing for the potential benefits that might come from understanding alien biological systems. But the biological aspects of alien contact also include more positive possibilities that could revolutionize human medicine and biotechnology. Alien biological systems might have evolved solutions to problems that continue to challenge terrestrial life, such as aging, cancer, genetic diseases, and tissue regeneration. Understanding alien biochemistry might provide insights that could dramatically extend human lifespan and improve quality of life. The probe might be carrying biological information or samples that could serve as the foundation for revolutionary advances in human health and longevity. Access to alien genetic engineering techniques, metabolic pathways, or cellular repair mechanisms could enable us to enhance human capabilities far beyond anything achievable through purely terrestrial research. Such biological enhancements might also be necessary for human survival in a universe populated by diverse forms of alien life. We might need to modify our own biology to enable communication with alien species to survive in alien environments or to participate in galactic civilization more generally. The probe might be assessing our readiness for such biological modifications and our capacity to integrate alien biological knowledge responsibly. The question of biological modification brings us back to fundamental questions about human identity and human values. If we enhance our biology using alien knowledge and techniques, do we remain essentially human, or do we become something new and different? What aspects of human nature are so fundamental that they should be preserved regardless of the benefits that might come from modification? These questions become even more complex when we consider that alien intelligence might have very different ideas about the value and importance of preserving original biological characteristics. They might view biological modification as natural and beneficial, having long since transcended the limitations of their own evolutionary heritage. Their offer to help us enhance our biology might be genuinely well-intentioned, but based on assumptions about identity and change that differ fundamentally from human values. The 3 Atlas scenario thus forces us to confront not only questions about alien intelligence and alien intentions, but also questions about human nature and human values that will become increasingly important as our own technological capabilities advance. Whether or not this particular object represents alien technology, we are approaching a point in human development where we will have the power to modify our own biology and consciousness in radical ways. The response to the possibility of alien biological knowledge might serve as practice for the much larger challenges we will face as we develop genetic engineering, artificial intelligence, and other technologies that could fundamentally alter human nature. The wisdom and caution we demonstrate in considering alien biological threats and opportunities might determine our success in navigating the biological and technological transformations that lie ahead in our own development. The biological dimensions of the 3A Atlas scenario remind us that alien contact would not be simply a matter of exchanging information or technologies between similar civilizations. It would be an encounter between biological systems that have been separated for billions of years of evolutionary history, with all the opportunities and dangers that such an encounter would entail. Whether the probe represents reconnaissance, archaeology, artificial intelligence, or directed evolution, its biological implications would be profound and lasting. The very fact that we are seriously considering these possibilities marks a turning point in human understanding of our place in the universe and our relationship with other forms of life that might share the cosmic environment with us. As we continue to observe 3Y Atlas, during its passage through our solar system, we are not just gathering data about a potentially artificial object, we are beginning to prepare ourselves intellectually and emotionally for the possibility that life and intelligence take forms in the universe that are far stranger and more diverse than anything we have yet imagined. The probe serves as a gentle introduction to cosmic possibilities that could transform our understanding of biology, consciousness, and our own nature. As living beings in a universe that may be teeming with life forms beyond our current comprehension, the environmental and ecological implications of alien contact represent another crucial dimension of the 3A Atlas scenario that deserves careful consideration. If this probe represents alien intelligence, its presence in our solar system could have far-reaching consequences for Earth's environment and the complex web of life that has evolved on our planet over billions of years. The most immediate environmental concern relates to the potential for introducing alien substances or organisms into Earth's biosphere. Even if 3 for Atlas is primarily composed of rock and ice, as current observation suggests, it might also contain trace amounts of alien materials that could have profound effects on terrestrial ecosystems. These materials might not be recognizably biological in any sense we currently understand, but could still interact with Earth's environment in unexpected and potentially harmful ways. Consider the delicate balance that exists within Earth's atmospheric, oceanic, and terrestrial systems. Every component of our planet's environment has been shaped by billions of years of co-evolution among countless species, organisms, creating intricate networks of chemical cycles, energy flows, and biological relationships. The introduction of even small amounts of alien materials could disrupt these networks in ways that cascade through the entire global ecosystem. The probe might be releasing microscopic particles as it travels through our solar system, particles that could eventually reach Earth's atmosphere through gravitational capture or solar wind interactions. These particles might contain alien nanomaterials, exotic forms of matter, or even information-bearing structures that we have not yet learned to detect or identify. Once in Earth's environment, such materials could begin interacting with terrestrial systems in ways that we cannot predict or control. The environmental risks become even more serious if we consider the possibility that 3 Atlas is designed to modify planetary environments as part of a terraforming or colonization process. Advanced alien civilizations might have developed techniques for gradually altering planetary atmospheres, ocean, chemistry, or soil composition to make worlds more suitable for alien life forms. Such terraforming technologies might work so slowly and subtly that the changes would not be immediately apparent to human observers. The probe might be introducing self-replicating systems that will take decades or centuries to reach significant concentrations, by which time the modification process might be irreversible. We might not recognize that our planet is being terraformed until alien life forms begin appearing in environments that have been prepared for their arrival. This stealth terraforming scenario represents one of the most insidious forms of invasion that alien intelligence might employ. Rather than launching obvious attacks that would trigger human resistance, they might choose to modify our environment, gradually eliminating the biological foundations of human civilization while appearing to leave us alone. By the time we recognize what is happening, our options for resistance might be severely limited. The environmental implications extend beyond simple biological contamination to include the possibility of large-scale geoengineering projects that could alter fundamental characteristics of Earth's climate and geology. Alien intelligence capable of interstellar travel would presumably have developed capabilities for manipulating planetary systems on massive scales. The probe might be the first component of projects designed to modify Earth's orbit, atmospheric composition, or magnetic field to better serve alien purposes. Such modifications might not be intended as hostile acts from alien perspectives. Advanced civilizations might view planetary engineering as a natural and beneficial activity, similar to how humans view agriculture or urban development. They might genuinely believe that improving Earth's environment according to their standards would benefit all forms of life on the planet, including humans. However, the environmental requirements of alien life might be fundamentally incompatible with the needs of terrestrial species. Modifications that improve conditions for alien organisms might create environmental disasters for Earth-based life. Changes in atmospheric composition, temperature ranges, or radiation levels that seem minor from alien perspectives might trigger mass extinctions that eliminate most terrestrial species. The probe might be conducting detailed environmental surveys to determine exactly what modifications would be needed to make Earth suitable for alien colonization. These surveys would need to assess not just current conditions, but also the resilience and adaptability of existing ecosystems to various forms of change. The reconnaissance mission might be gathering information necessary to design environmental modification programs that achieve alien objectives while minimizing disruption to systems they value or wish to preserve. From this perspective, the environmental implications of the 3 Opera Atlas scenario become intertwined with questions about alien ethics and values. How much consideration would alien intelligence give to preserving existing terrestrial life during environmental modification projects? Would they view humans and other Earth species as valuable in their own right, or simply as components of ecosystems that might or might not be worth preserving? These questions become even more complex when we consider that alien environmental ethics might be based on principles we have never considered. They might value ecosystem stability over species diversity, or prioritize certain types of life forms over others based on criteria we do not understand. Their environmental modification projects might be designed to create conditions that we would consider disasters, but that they view as improvements. The environmental dimensions of alien contact also include potential positive outcomes that could help address some of humanity's most pressing environmental challenges. Alien technology might offer solutions to climate change, pollution, resource depletion, and other problems that threaten the stability of Earth's environment. The probe might be assessing our environmental situation to determine what kinds of assistance we might need